Hello, Soul Family. It's the Happy Medium at Phoenix Rises. Okay, this video is actually called a touchy subject because it's talking about touching. Just the context of this video, the content of this video is going to be about bodily autonomy. If you're uncomfortable with touch or talking about being touched or talking about survivor topics, you should probably click off. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, but I'm going to tell you what you're getting in for before you get into it. This is something that's been on my mind for the last couple days. Kind of off camera here. I'm smoking. Please forgive that, but this honestly is a touchy subject for me. Kind of stresses me out, but I'm not going to keep avoiding it. I'm just going to talk about it. I think that's going on collectively. We avoid it instead of talking about it. But a couple days ago, I ran into my ex. There's another video on it, but like I said, he's a she now. She's transitioning. And this is probably what sparked the real need, the feeling that there's a need to say more about it. Because it's across the board, but I want to talk about bodily autonomy. I want to talk about touch and not being touched, and I want to talk about getting your sense of safety back and how to restore other people's sense of safety, how to restore autonomy to yourself and to others. We as a society have been overly touched, under-touched. We don't know which way we want to go, but this is what we do now. There's a lot of touching going on. There's been a lot of touching going on. Pretty much our whole civilization is over-sexualized. Like, that's just, we can call it for what it is. So, just circling back to the ex, she's part of it because she's going through a major change, a whole overall, like, divorce from the former body, get to new body type, reclaiming her body type thing. But I also work in senior care, and in senior care, they have disabilities, they have just chronic illnesses, they have an overall deteriorating of their physical vessel, and they have to be touched by strangers. I mean, by family, by doctors, but like they're getting touched, right? With and without permission. So they are, in a way, totally losing their autonomy due to their disabilities. I also have spectral children. My spectral children, one is very much needs to be hugged, needs to have like pressure and weight on them to feel safe and grounded. And the other one despises being touched, says it feels like being on fire. So again, with that bodily autonomy, if the one who does not like being touched gets touched, he almost has a gag sensation. If the one who needs to be touched does not make that contact, it's like he's ungrounded, he's untethered. So, the best thing to do to help someone regain or maintain their own bodily autonomy, their say-so over their body, yes or no, is before you touch someone, before you make physical contact with someone, just because they need it doesn't mean they want it, doesn't mean it's welcome. Like, you may see a little kid struggling to tie their shoe and just think the normal thing to do is walk up to them and help them. But you should ask them if they want help, because maybe they don't want help. Maybe you don't want to touch someone you don't know. There's a stigma around it, but it needs to be talked about. We need to normalize saying no to normal things, such as when someone goes to hug you, if you're not a hugger, you should be comfortable to say, I'm good, I'm okay, without the other person internalizing it and thinking they're being rejected, or somehow that they are offensive or anything. Even they're not being offensive, and neither is the person saying no thank you. And then there are other people who very much need a hug, very much just to hold hands is something, just to literally a hand on the shoulder or the knee of an elderly while they talk puts them back into a position where they've got regained some control, in the sense of they're once again grounded back in their body. They feel human contact on the way in and on the way out. Okay, a lot of us as babies, you get, if you're lucky, you get the love and the affection that you need. The babies, all the relatives love the baby. Look at the baby, hug the baby. It's everyone's holding and kissing on and sweet talking to the baby, right? That's the most healthy you can get, because in our society, you're not gonna be sweet talked by everyone, but you are gonna make a lot of contact, brushing through people in crowds, hospitals, hospital beds, having to go to a doctor, a dentist, a school, all these things. We get socialized all the time. We're almost never alone, never alone. But that's in our outside world. That's in our society, in our homes. People are getting lonelier and lonelier. They don't have someone. Like these elderly people, their children have moved away. They live out of state. They don't let their parents don't live. I mean, they don't move their parents into their houses with them to take care of them. So it is outsourced to strangers. And there's really nothing wrong with having a caretaker to do that physical labor part. I've said that before. It's okay. But a lot of times, even when adult children do keep their elderly parents at home, they're the real protective type, and they do it like a toddler, to where say nanny or papa is trying to use the cutting knife, hold on, or the blender or something, or not even that. Like, that's intense. It's like saying, oh, they're doing chores. Bodily autonomy. Okay, say they're just trying to put their own socks on. They don't want to change outfits for today. They don't want to be rolled out. They don't want to have to do the sponge bath thing today. They don't want to get in that lift because it's hurting them, kind of thing. If you do it anyways, you're taking their say-so away. Therefore, you're taking their bodily safety away. You're taking their permission over their own vessel away from them. Toddlers are the same way. Like when you're doing potty training, it's an invasive thing. You're all up in their business. Everything's on display. There's no modesty left. To try to encourage the toddler, you can say things that are verbal affirmations. You can use your voice to congratulate them, to instruct them. You don't actually have to go. I mean, there's one or two times, yeah, it's your baby. You may have to sit them down on the potty and position them right, especially with boys, so they're not missing, right? But after that, you're trying to help them get say-so and control over their own body, manage their own limbs and functions and things. And so you tell them how, and then you let them do it, and then the more they do it, the more they're able to do it. Even when people are losing abilities or have limited abilities, that doesn't mean they have no abilities. That doesn't mean that it's not invasive, even though we think we're helping to just grab them, just decide when they're going to get up, when they're going to get down, when they're going to go to the bathroom, or when they're going to be helped to go to the bathroom, when they're going to be fed, or how they're going to be fed. Some folks, like I said, can't stand to be touched, but they have to get help having a baby. Having a baby delivered is it's something you don't know about until you're doing it. But then again, no modesty. There's no going back. There's a team of nurses. There's a whole room full of people. There's your family showing up. Like, there's a lot going on to it. But those are extreme circumstances, and I'm just saying, in times like that, there is also still a way to help maintain modesty and one's modesty. Even if you're having to help a senior citizen go to the restroom, you're lifting them and carrying them to the potty and then putting them on the potty, and then you're pretty much wiping after. You can still have the decency to put a cloth over their private area, and you can still, have bedside manner. Turn your head. There's a way. You treat it like changing a baby. There's nothing sexy going on there. It doesn't need to be over focused on. And I feel like the reason a lot of perversion, implications, weird shit, I'm just gonna give it an umbrella. Weird shit, a lot of not cool at all body touching. I'm talking about older and younger people who can't do it for themselves. The people who can do it for themselves are often exposed to work environments where they got, fast food and restaurants. Y'all will know exactly what I'm talking about. Bars and stuff like this. It's always close quarters, and everyone works together, and there's usually more females than males hired, and the females that are there are flirts to all the females, and the females are flirts to get their tips better. And it's basically a bunch of bodies grinding back and forth past each other in these small spaces while they're out serving, right? So there's a lot of grab assing going on in that, but not everybody who works in that wants to play along, doesn't want to be involved. Usually they really do have boyfriends and girlfriends and they're not interested in the bullshit. But because you won't do the high school game, you become a little ostracized, a little outcast. Like, oh, they're weird, they're judgy, they think they're better than everyone else. No, they probably just don't like it. They actually, like they said, don't like it when someone gets hit on and they say, thank you for the compliment. Not all people are good at being rejected. Just because you gave someone a compliment doesn't mean it should be a come on or like a shoot your shot, open window, you know. People should feel allowed to say, no, thank you. Thank you for the compliment, but no, thank you. Like, it doesn't go farther than this. Oh, and you look nice yourself. It's nice to get compliments. But when it got to the point of being scary to get compliments, and we call it catcalling, like, that's still a way of losing your autonomy. Because, okay, picture like this. You wear this outfit today. It's not revealing, but you're feeling cute. Your shit's all popping. You're like, I feel good. I look good. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And it's good to feel good. And then the minute you go outside and you start getting the ogled guy following you in from the store type thing, then you feel afraid. You do start questioning your outfit. Like, I'm not allowed to wear this. That's shit. That's shit. That's like saying you're not allowed to be safe in your own body. Like you don't deserve to wear that. You knew you were asking for it when you got that. You knew what kind of attention you wanted. No. You just, it is cute. And it makes you feel cute. And that you should be able to express yourself through the artistry of clothing. Another artist made those clothes. A designer made those clothes. Someone who made their art their passion. Yes, it's twisted and turned by greed a bit, but your clothes still also, the way your clothes feel on you, the way your clothes cling to you, that has to do with regaining yourself. You should feel okay wearing clingy clothes. You're not asking for anything, including eyeballs on you. People have forgotten how to give modesty to others as well. Okay, say this one. And say you're not actually dressed at all for cuteness. And like you're a little raggedy that day. And your shirt collar's hanging down. And you lean down and the floppy bra accidentally shows your boobie. The person who just accidentally saw your boobie having the decency to be like, sis. And then that's all. And that's all. But she returns your modesty immediately. One, by like alerting you you're spilling. And two, by really not making a big deal out of it. Just, you know, hey, let me return your cover. And so, even if somebody is exposing themselves in a way and they don't mean to, or they don't seem to be aware of it, you, the onlooker, can still, you know, shield. You know what I'm saying? Doing things like that helps people gain their own physical safety, sense of safety back. Say so over their own body back. Everyone has the right to claim the space they are standing in. You stand on the square you're given. That is your space. You deserve to be here just as much as anybody else, and you do not deserve to be threatened for your mere existence or the way you present yourself. I don't care if you're dressed like a goddamn hooker. If you're not actually offering someone something, they should not be trying to take something. If you're not actually offering your body, people do not have any rights or reason even. It's not normal. It should not be normal to automatically, because you showed some shoulder today, you feel like you're gonna get kidnapped. It's not boys will be boys. It's not, well, you knew. Well, you should take precaution. There shouldn't be so many fucking predators that we can't wear shorts outside, right? That we can't let our kids play in a kiddie pool outside in bathing suits because the nasty freaks are looking at the kids like they're wrapped up in little candy wrappers. This is what I'm talking about. We have got to normalize calling people out on doing weird shit. We've got to make it safer to where just little kids playing in a kiddie pool in their swimsuits isn't even dangerous. It isn't even pick up in our mind. But to those of us who went from no touch to violent touch to inappropriate touch to no touch again, have very mixed feelings about it. Most of the time we feel like either we've been reduced to only our bodies are our value, or that unless you have a body, you have no value. You're just objectified to the point of body parts. That's it. And most of us feel like we're just body parts. TikTok, Instagram, and all the shit where you can alter your face all the time, the filters, has definitely not helped us. It's definitely not helped us. Because loneliness makes people wish they had someone, wish they could reach out, look for, and then they get on these fucking platforms, pardon the language, and they scroll, and all these perfect people with perfect lighting and perfect filters have this perfect life, and it's so unattainable, it's so unrealistic that an already normal person feels like that much less. Like, just being average is means failure now. It doesn't mean failure. That shit is fake and bad for our mental health. It's really bad for our mental health. It makes it to where not beauty, but vanity reigns supreme. And not even just vanity, imperfection. I'm going to point right at the Kardashians here with this one. Once they took over makeup world, they basically just tried to alter everyone else's face into that, like, this is the standard of beauty. This is the shape of the body. This woman right here is the poster child for beauty. And we're gonna literally all have the same makeup, the same face, the same hair, the same lips, the same ass, the same tits. Because if you don't got it, you can buy it. And that's what she was the poster board for. And all the rest of the little paper dolls of her family had proven they normalize plastic surgery. Already pretty people normalize not feeling good enough and valuing yourself through your body only. And that you can just buy body parts and become more and more valuable. It's fucking ridiculous. No. We already have to earn a living through our bodies anyways, like, working, tearing up our vital forces. I don't care if you're a keyboard jockey or if you're a damn oil rig worker, you still gotta use your body to work, right? Gotta use your body to live. And the way your body's literally being thought about and treated by you and by society is having a major effect on everyone's psyche. No one needs the kind of validation that makes you go chop up your body parts. And if you do, I'm sorry, sweetheart. They should have hugged you, loved you, touched you appropriately, not inappropriately. And I understand the kind of people who've been touched so harmfully, they have to divorce from their pain body. I'm not talking about you. I'm not even calling you confused. I'm just saying, we gotta do something, because the meat grinder keeps eating more and more people, and they feel reduced to nothing but body parts. I think they're just not good enough, and that they have no other value. That's not true. You don't have to change things about yourself. You don't have to change things about yourself because you think mean thoughts about yourself. Stop looking at fake people with fake makeup and fake filters and a lot of money to hide their ugliness and calling yourself ugly. Stop letting people determine how you feel about yourself based on whether they're touching you or not. Children are not sexy. Vulnerability is not sexy. Innocence is not sexy. And it's not important to be sexy. It's important. It's important to feel safe in your own body. It's important to feel like you can be vulnerable, and instead of taking advantage of that, you'll be protected for that. I do believe that a lot of the reasons that we're seeing more like gay, trans people is because we're trying to honor the divine feminine, and that energy's coming up more, just an overall softening. A softening. People have been hurt. Children, women, and men alike have been hurt by, honestly, children, men, and women. People are hurting people. And the hurt people don't know how to stop hurting each other or themselves and making it... It's killing us, guys. It's making us think that we don't have any value or purpose. That we're getting old, that our lives are wasted. It's fucking up our entire metric for how we measure our lives. People who judge themselves based on if they're in a relationship or not. People who have such trust issues that they only know how to give their body and not their heart. They don't know how to be loved. They just know how to be used up. It's a very vicious cycle, and it's not going to stop anytime soon, because creating that hole in you is also what makes you consume more, is what makes you try to adjust more, what makes you try to buy more, just hate yourself, self-destruct, like wired to self-destruct. I see so many people who would be perfectly capable and able to go out into the world and function like normal and just do and be, I guess, what our parents and our grandparents were. But they can't. They were abandoned and neglected as kids. They were fucked up and promiscuous or prude as teenagers and young adults, and then they ended up having kids to try to repair whatever that is, and whatever that is that we are trying to repair is basically only led to us trying to learn ourselves and us protecting our kids more, because we're doing a good job. We're doing a good job putting more sweaters on. Don't let the bullshit machismo fucking outdated metal dinosaur tell you that we really need to keep the grid alive. We don't. It's not weak. We're not pussies. We're not soybean eating tree huggers. We just realize, if everybody kills everybody, there won't even be anything left to kill. Even the killers will be out of shit to kill, right? But if we support each other, if we connect, if we learn to have symbiotic relationships with people, places and things, animals, nature, there would be a rationality to it. There would be a rhyme and a reason to it. There would be the freedom for people to be who they are and find their real counterpart, their real tribe, their real village. But when people have been harmed to the extent that they can't even live as who they are, they can't love as who they need to love, they can't, for fear of persecution, for fear of abuse, just everyone's taking each other's say-so away and letting their own say-so be taken away from them, and that's unacceptable. There are ways to restore yourself, your self-worth, your self-esteem. I highly suggest spending some time looking in the mirror, saying kind things to yourself, looking to the children around you and intentionally boosting them, encouraging them. I encourage you to meet strangers in the store and compliment them on things, just because it's good to connect and it's good to get a compliment that's non-sexual. Old folks, don't take over, but it is very nice to offer, "Can I help you with that? I notice that you're struggling. Can I help you? Can I be a shoulder to lean on? You want me to carry that? Can I be your arms and legs for you for a minute?" And in that way, you return a little control. They don't have any control. But if you at least let them tell you what they want, that does give them a little bit of control, little bit of their own sense of self back. Everyone's not trying to control you, and you don't have to control others, but people need help. We need help. You're not too cool for the fucking pain. You're not too cool to admit that you've had your feelings hurt, to admit that you have felt extremely uncomfortable in a situation, and you kind of went along to get along just to get out of it because you're very confused about the dynamic of it. Maybe they were older than you. Maybe you were older than them. Maybe it was a coworker, a boss situation, a teacher situation, a preacher situation. There's been a time where you've been touched that it confused the hell out of you. You didn't know if it was good or bad. Well, there are people in the world so freaking damaged that it doesn't matter if it's good, it's always bad, okay? So be mindful of how other people feel, and be mindful of automatically judging those who don't want to be touched. Those who want to maintain their own closed circuit. They want to keep their energy to themselves, and they want you to keep your energy to yourself. And that's okay. And there are ways to connect with people non-physically at all and build a bridge to safety, if you will, and then it becomes physical. Like an autistic child, they've seen you every day for a year. They've never they don't touch their own hands together because they don't like it. At the end of the year, because they've seen you every single day, even though they're nonverbal, they hug you at the end of the year because they've gotten used to you, because they trust you, because you've never done anything harmful. Some people just need time, and some people just got started. So please be someone who helps others maintain their integrity and their modesty, as well as maintaining your own. You're already good enough. We're not shopping for body parts. You don't need to change your pieces. Change your mind. Change your mind. You talk nice to you. You talk nice to others. It'll start coming back to you, I promise. We're going to weed out. We're going to clear the air on what's right, what's not right. We're going to talk about how people already feel based on what's happened. And then we're going to make new boundaries. Healthy new boundaries. It's not weird of you to say, give me a minute. It's not weird of you to just say that makes me uncomfortable. People have to be big enough to handle it when someone says I'm uncomfortable, and you have to feel safe enough to say, I just don't like that. I'm not judging y'all. Y'all have your fun. I don't like it. Don't drag me into it, right? Till next time, guys, I love you. Keep the peace. Keep the light. I love you.